You know what I hate? I hate expectations. You set the bar too high for something, and then you have like all of this pre-prepared ideas that things are gonna go great and go the way you want them to, and nothing could ever go wrong. But that's more of like a fairy tale state of mind. You know what I mean? Like you're expecting a happy ending, like this is some kind of Disney movie. No, you're not gonna get your happy ending. In fact, it's gonna be far from a fairy tale for you most of the time. All right, expectations are not the way to go. At least not high expectations. You know what? I'd say you should keep your expectations, but you should be very careful of how you set them. Right? For example, if you are in the past, right? In the past, for me, for some of my friends, for people I've met and just spoken to, they weren't necessarily friends, but I guess you could consider them associates. They'll have expectations for relationships. You know what I mean? Like dating, and they'll be like, "Oh, I just got into this relationship with this girl, and we're gonna go see movies. We're gonna hang out like once a day. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that." And like from the jump, it's working, right? It's going the exact way that they want them to have it go, if that makes sense. Like it's falling out into like the little presets that they set for themselves. They set basically a stencil in the universe for how they want things to go, and it falls into place and it molds into what they want, right? From the jump. Because I hear the most exciting part about a relationship is the early phase of meeting somebody and getting close with them, and just learning them. It's something new, it's something fresh, it excites you, so you're ready to like look more into it. It's kind of, I would suppose, relating it to like finding a passion, finding something you're passionate about, right? Like art, video games, music. Maybe you just want to binge stuff. Maybe you want to build stuff. Maybe you want to destroy stuff, right? It's that passion, and it drives you to just keep pushing deeper and deeper to see what you can discover, because every like new thing just sparks this completely different branch of options, and you just want to dive in and see what every branch is worth, what every branch like involves. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you get your expectations way too high, right? When you set them, and you know what? I won't even say that your expectations are too high. It's probably more so that your expectations are too high of the person that you're planning on putting them into. You know what I mean? Like maybe like person A isn't as great as person B, right? But because your expectations failed with person A, you've lowered your expectations. So when you meet person B, they exceed what person A could do, and now you put them on this high pedestal when really they were standard expectations. You know what I mean? Like it's a really weird concept, but I hate expectations. All I know, I hate them, right? Because, and I've referenced it to like relationships, but I mean, there's a ton of stuff you could put expectations in, right? You can make a project for a class or for something personal, like a video, like how I'm recording something now. You can make a project and have these high expectations of like a high viewer count, a high subscriber count. Maybe you want like that special someone to see it and acknowledge you, but it doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen not because you didn't put the work in, but it could not happen for a whole like plethora of reasons, right? Like there's nothing I guess specific that I could just list. Oh well, there are a ton of things that I could list off, but there's nothing like specific because I don't know what situation you're in. Anything could happen. That's basically what I'm saying. Anything could happen. But expectation wise, because you set your expectations like so high, or set them to a certain degree, when they don't reach them, you really get let down. And it's a bad state of mind to be let down in expectations, because then you have to lower your expectations, and you should really just keep your expectations lower to begin with, right? Unless like you absolutely know what you're preparing for, you know what you're about to get into, you should always have your expectations lower, because you never know what can happen or what's going to happen. You know, when I was a kid, when I was younger, my parents would offer to like take me out to some trip. Like we were supposed to go to like some amusement park, like Six Flags. I've never been to Six Flags. I think one time they told me we go to Six Flags. We were on this road trip. We saw Six Flags, like driving by, looked out the window. Oh my God, it's Six Flags! It's Six Flags! But we didn't go. Instead, we went to like my grandma's house, right? And then we went back and didn't even touch Six Flags. Same with like Disney World. I've never been to Disney. I hadn't even seen Disney World in person. As far as like I'm concerned, Disney World is a myth. I don't even believe it exists, right? But you know, my parents would tell me when I was younger, yeah, we'd go, and then we never would go. Or Chuck E. Cheese, or like Dave and Buster's, Blockbuster, GameStop. Basically just anywhere where like you're a kid, Toys R Us, and you want something and you like just really want it, and you set your expectations so high and you're getting excited and your parents are like, no, I'm not gonna take you. Or yeah, I'll take you. And then you'll go out and you don't ever go there. I feel like you should learn to lower your expectations around that age, around that young, like still kind of your mind's being molded. That's when you should learn that you should never set your expectations high because your parents are bound to let you down. Now, this only goes towards like right now as a kid, like with toys and visits to like a certain place or something. But as you get older, you'll be able to, you know, apply them to actual real life situations that apply to you once you've got like that function. I wanted to say cognitive function, but now I'm just throwing words out. That function in your brain that, you know, once you've hit that age where you're aware, you're self-aware, I feel like you should already know how to set expectations for yourself, right? Or at the very least, have a good or somewhat of an understanding of why you should keep them low, right? If you're given everything you've ever wanted as a kid from your parents, you're probably not going to get that like sense of expectation. But you'll learn that like later on in life does not give you everything you want. You know what I mean? Some people just randomly get cancer, right? They can't fight it. Not everybody can fight it. Some people die. Everybody dies in the end, right? It's not like everybody's going to live forever. Only some people will ever actually be able to go out into space and walk out on the moon. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. Not everybody's going to be able to be the president. Not everybody's going to be able to live their dream life and do their dream job. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that you should like set your expectations so low that, man, you know, I can't walk on the moon. I guess I'll be a garbage man. Like, no, you should score for something in the middle. Now, I'd say what like my teachers would say back in the day, aim high. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to the moon, aim for the moon, aim to want to work in the moon. Because if you don't get to work in the moon, that means that you'll fall into something like next best. You know, oh man, I can't work on the moon, but at least I work in NASA. You know what I'm saying? At least I can talk to the people who walk on the moon so I can get a direct view of how the moon looks and could imagine it almost as if I was there. Maybe it might open up a gate for me to actually go to the moon. Now, me personally, I don't want to go to the moon. All right, F that. I'm cool here, all right? I hadn't even left my state. Well, I have, but I was younger, and I was with family. You know, this hadn't been like a personal me leaving by myself to explore the world. I haven't left my state, let alone left this planet. I don't want to leave this planet without seeing what else is out there, and I probably won't due to the pandemic, at least not for a few years. But while I'm grounded here, I can at least try to make some difference and climb towards whatever it is I want to aim for, which, by the way, you shouldn't be scared if you don't know what you want to do with your life. If you're young, and let me like put an emphasis on young, because the way I see it, if you're old enough, and it's not even like more so directed to age, if you are at this point in your life where you know you want change and you're able to do it, then go get it. If you're like in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, it doesn't matter. I've seen some people's grandparents pass college. I've gone to college with some people's grandparents. You are never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to reapply yourself. It's just some people get so complacent with being in this one place forever that they think it's just over and that it's the end. It's not. And that's them lowering their expectations. You know, they set their expectations so low to where they don't ever get out of their comfort zone and actually go for something that they could have, that they might want. But at the same time, you shouldn't set your expectations so high that you shoot for the moon and you fall so hard that you die. There's so much more that I could speak on that, but I feel like that's like the base minimum. And unfortunately, I've only cut about like 12 minutes worth of video out, so I'm only gonna do about 10 minutes worth of audio. Anyway, yeah, bye.